Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Camper Cola's workshop. This is just a quick update on my lathe, my Chinese mini lathe. If you watched my last video where I was making a prosthetic part for a prosthetic foot, you will have noticed that I had some problems with a motor speed overrun when I went from high revs to off. The chuck kept going, kept rolling about 50 RPM. Well, I think I've actually found the problem that's caused that. When I was re-greasing the bearings, I noticed that one of the magnetic pickups for the sensor for the speed controller, which is this, which interestingly, hopefully you can see that it's got two different bolts in there, which I guess they ran out of similar bolts and put two different ones. I've just noticed that. Anyway, I forgot to mention in my review video, this sensor was actually bent and I had to rebend it back. So you might want to have a look at that as part of your setting up. But what I actually found was that there are these magnetic pickup bolts. One of those was actually on the chuck shaft here. So basically what I suspect was happening was that the motor was picking up and sensing that the shaft was in a different position than it was, and therefore not switching off the motor. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting these little magnets out, which I'll just give you a close-up of the housings for these little magnets. So the little magnets go in there. So what I'm doing is basically cleaning up these little housings and then putting the magnets back in. Now they're really difficult to get out, these magnets, but they seem to be easy when it comes to flying out. So the best way that I've got these things out is to grab them with a bit of tissue so they don't get lost when you take them out, because I expect getting something like a replacement part of these magnets is probably going to be really difficult. You can see I've got the magnet out now in the cloth, and I'm just going to give that a quick clean in the base there, just to get any dirt or whatever's got stuck in there. So I don't think there is any, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll do it with each one. Just give them a clean. You may notice that I've now got some duct tape on that hatch, because basically if you watch my last video again, you'll see that my bearings ran dry, which I suspected they might, and I did put that in my original review video to check that those were greased, but clearly mine weren't, because it's halfway through the job I was doing in the part 2 video is the bearings started making a noise, so that wasn't great. So I'll just clean these up very carefully, put them back in. I don't think there's any kind of order, they're just standard pickup magnets. So I'm just going to use a pair of tweezers to do this, because these are really fiddly. In fact, I'm going to do this operation with a screwdriver and the tweezers, just to make sure that none of these go awry. There we go, that's in. Right, that's in, number one. Just re-clean that again, just to double check, just to make sure it's not me. I mean, probably what I suspect is those need machining in a bit further. That's my suspicion. So we'll see how this goes. So obviously this magnet had just flown out, and because I'm checking everything regularly on this lathe, which clearly you have to do as a Chinese mini lathe owner, you can't assume nothing. That's moved, as they say. Right, that's back in. So you can't assume anything with regards to maintenance. So this is obviously something that needs a regular check. I think we'll just put them in with the tweezers and then try it by, I'll just release the tweezers and get it by hand. What I'm actually doing with the tweezers really is getting them in the area where they're supposed to go in, that's it, and not drop them onto the housing, the lathe housing, or anywhere else, because like I say, these are really fiddly. Just clean that one up. Okay, that looks reasonably clean, and I'll do this last one here. Just get that in the tweezers, get it roughly in position. Actually, I might use the screwdriver again, that seemed to work better than my fingers. There we go. So that's kind of in, there we go. I'll just press that home. Okay, so that's the end of that operation. To get at this, I just took the housing off here, which simply bolts with one bolt under there. You can see it's reasonably insulated, this housing, but it has got odd bolts. Why would you put odd bolts in there? Never mind, that's how it is. And we just need to reinsert that Allen bolt into here. I'm assuming that you want to be fairly close with the pickup to the magnets. You don't want to be miles away. Okay, that's that. I'll just get my Allen key, do that up, and we'll just have a look at the position of the sensor there, make sure we're good. I'll just run it for a little bit. I'm not sure if there's anything in the instructions about the distance of this sensor, probably not, but I haven't read the instructions yet. Okay, so yeah, you've got a bit of movement actually on, because you've got that hole's quite elongated, so you can move the sensor around a bit. I'm going to leave it about, I've got about what have I got there? I've got about 8mm from the pickup to the magnet there, and we'll just switch on, see what that's done. Okay. Well, nothing's flown out yet, so fingers crossed. What I'm going to do actually, I don't know whether you can hear the difference between when I did my video yesterday and now, but the bearings are much quieter and much better lubricated because I put a bit of moly slip on them as an interim measure. So I'm just going to, oh, that's a lot better. I'm just going to go up high and then switch off. Okay, so what happened last time was that the chuck kept rotating, so that's probably a good sign that one of these magnets has become dislodged in there, so that's definitely worth checking. So I'll just try that again. Okay, well that overrun now doesn't seem to be a problem. Okay, so I've as I say, I've gaffer taped this screen back on because I'm going to be in and out of that, putting lubrication on the bearings. So I'm not going to bolt it back in, because I'll just strip the Chinese threads, which one of them was already stripped in the first place. If you watch my review video, you'll find that that was one of the areas where I got a cross thread. So okay, so that was just a little update to hopefully I've sorted the problem I had during my last video, and everything's running a lot quieter now, and I feel a bit more confident about going up to higher revs. since I've lubricated the bearings, obviously a lot better than I did previously. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Any questions, hit me up in the comments. If you like my channel, please like this video and subscribe. Thank you very much.